someone who deserves the day the way that you do. Joseph, it's time to get ready and the spotlight's shining down upon you. Joseph, so be fast, oh, I'm on my way, yeah, here it comes. And I'm delivering a wish to you, so get ready, from every peak and valley they're telling you to get ready, 'cause here it comes. It's on the way. It's a celebration across the nation.
Hey, listen up, y'all. I'm gonna shout out this young gun right here because he's trying to do his thing. Joseph JAFFE, not famous. Probably rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm famous because, you know, he not famous. And he like, yo, let me call my famous friends and see if they'll shout me out and make me more famous, sir. Right? But so, Joseph JAFFE, man, it's cool. You got your late night talk show popping off. That's what's dope. Streaming, been doing your thing, man. Started this in March of the 2020, which is, tough throughout the years, but booking great guests, man. Jamal Mashboard, James Rollins, steady building it, man. Keep it popping off, man. Keep building your brand, man. Believe in yourself. Keep going hard, all right? That's what it's all about. One of these days, this little acronym of yours, not famous, is not going to be true. People going to see you in the mall and be like, I know who you is. Them going to be your cousins saying it all incorrect like that. But you know what I'm saying? You know what you going to do. What you going to do? They family. All right, bro. I'll holler.
Woody-hoo!
Woody-hoo! Out here in the stream, as in the streaming era, I fight for my dreams. I get my heart into my living.
You encourage drinking or marijuana use on the show?
I don't need a fight, cause Evelyn's right. Or you could sponsor an emu. I'm Batman.
That's your tweetable moment, folks. That's your tweetable moment. If Mark Zuckerberg makes a metaverse, is that Web3? No, it's Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse.
He's like us. He's flawed.
Just a little segue.
That's some dope shit, dude. That's really, really nice.
Woody-hoo!
Woody-hoo! Woody-hoo! I love that. I love that. I love it. I love you. Welcome back to the show. It is Hump Day. Happy Hump Day, everyone. It is the middle of the week, which means from now it's all plain sailing. It's all downhill, but in a good way, if you know what I'm saying. There's so much bad shit going on outside, but inside here, it is hope, it is positivity, and it is optimism. And it's a shout out? It's a shout out. It's a shock out. I just had too much coffee. Erica J, she says, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Erica. If you're here for our featured presentation, Natalie Nichole, you are in the right place at the right time. Yeah, exactly. And wait a second. My guest is commenting on herself right now. It's very meta. It's very Facebook. It's very meta. But I love it. I love the fact that she is watching herself delayed, or she's watching me delayed. Have you noticed the 8-second delay? It's all good. It's all good. I tell you what is good is she said, yes, there you go. Natalie Nichole is a R&B star, a pop star, a rock star. She's just a star. And she's also a coin holder. She's on the rally.io network. We're going to talk about On the Wings of a Dove a little bit later, but let me share with you some of the things that I'm doing right now based on how much JAFFE coin you hold. You can really interact with the show in a bunch of really interesting ways by verifying yourself in my Not Famous Discord by actually going into the Not Famous Discord and typing /join in Bot Command's channel. You get a role. You get a whole bunch of roles depending on how much coin you have. So If you have a regular role, which means you hold at least one coin, a whole bunch of the show's channels open up. For example, upcoming guests, guest bios, calendar, etc. Now, if you move to 10 and you become a fan, you can actually claim free JAFFE coin. And I give away free JAFFE coin every single episode. Here is the QR code for today's episode, but there is a little catch, which means, which means, you know what a catch means. Natalie Nichole's probably a catch. But what I mean by that is you need to hold 10 of her Dove coin in order to get some JAFFE coin. And let me tell you, you definitely want some Dove. You want to buy more, I think, not financial advice, but you want to buy more than 10 Dove. In fact, I'm giving you 10 Dove, so you don't even need to worry about that because you really are not buying, you're buying into an economy, you're buying into an ecosystem, you're buying into a community, you're becoming a fan and even a super fan, and you can be along for every single step of the ride. It's pretty cool. So right now, that QR code will give you some JAFFE coin after you buy yourself some Dove coin. This is what's known as spreading the Dove. Yeah, a little bit of a dad joke there. Why not? Now, one of the things that happens when you do own 10 JAFFE coin, when you do have the fan role, is you're able to enter never-ending NFT giveaways, meaning once you've entered, you don't need to enter again. And I'm giving away a giraffe from Gary Henderson, the Gary Coins Giraffe Tower, right now sitting at about 0.15 ETH, just under $300. And I will be doing that tomorrow on tomorrow's show. Now, if you are an insider, which means you have 25 coin, you get access to my 1-minute clips, my highlight clips. I wonder what the highlight clip will be today with Natalie on my show. But I can tell you yesterday, what a great interview with another rock star, in this case, Manny Cabo. These are the show notes, and these show notes I'm sharing with you today. But in essence, moving forward, you can only get these show notes in the channel, the insider channel. Now, let's just look at a few things as well. I mean, I called him a guru, and he said, "No, I'm not a guru. I'm a duru," right? As in, I'm a doer. I love that. That was 49 minutes, and we had a magnificent conversation about quicksand. Manny said how much he fears quicksand, and the whole point about quicksand is the more you battle, the more you resist, the more you panic, the more likely you are to go down with the ship. The only way to actually survive quicksand is through hope, is through faith, is through a giraffe's neck to come and save you, is by calming down and chilling out and hoping for a better day as well. So all of this comes to you as an insider. Now, as a VIP, you get backstage passes. So you could be watching backstage right now. And you could also be hanging out with Natalie and myself 15 minutes before the show. And finally, as a super fan, this is 100 coins. You get invited to a monthly 1-hour private call with myself and other super fans where we talk about the show, how the show can grow, suggestions for upcoming guests on the show. But more importantly, if I can help you start your own show, give you any advice about anything that I've done, whether it's writing a book, whether it's producing a show, whether it's coming out with my own coin as well. This is exclusive time only for super fans. And speaking of which, I'm doing a whole bunch of things. I'm shaking it up. I'm not afraid to stick my giraffe neck out there. I don't care if it gets chopped off, but take the chance, because how are you ever going to know what might have been if you don't put yourself out there? So all of my keynotes now are available as NFTs. In fact, you cannot book me traditionally. You have to be able to buy NFTs or book me through NFTs. When you buy one of these NFTs, you don't get the speaking engagement. You get the NFT, which you can redeem for future speaking. But more importantly, you can actually sell it. So you can sell me now at a profit. You can make more money off me than I make off me. This is the power of the secondary market, the power of Web3, the power of NFTs. And I'm super excited to put this out there. And finally, as many of you know, I've just launched the Alpha Collective, and I want to just share a little bit more alpha with you today. First of all, 52 Alpha Talk given by 52 Alpha Talk speakers over 52 consecutive weeks. It turns out, and it works to about just under $50 a week to be part of the collective. But starting now, every single new member that signs up on alphacollective.xyz will get a 5-minute cameo on the show. So you can have a conversation with me. We can discuss one of your topics, one of your pet peeves, one of your passion areas. You can ask questions, or you can just plug the hell out of yourself, your company, or even somebody else. And this is just another benefit as well. I'm going to continue to add more utility all the time. This is the joy of being an innovator. I am not going to rest until I've delivered 100x in value and utility. And if you're not measuring it, I am measuring it. 100x, $2,500 pass, and I am undertaking, not, as they say, do your own research, but I am undertaking, whether it is aspirationally or otherwise, to deliver 100x in value and utility. There is not a single project on this planet that has been this bold, this audacious. I am going to be the first. I'm also now going to deliver a seated soliloquy. And the seated soliloquy, not surprisingly, is about patience, right? Because I think about us as creators. I think about Natalie. I think about myself. I think about artists. I think about, struggling artists. And it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing in terms of how much talent there is out there. And I say this a lot. There are so many talented people and entrepreneurs and founders and creators, and they never, ever get the respect. They never get the financial gains. They never get the accolades. They never get the status that they deserve. And then there are a bunch of mediocre, dare I say, crap, average, below average artists and creators and entrepreneurs, Mark Zuckerberg, and they end up getting everything, whether it is dumb luck, whether it's being born with a silver spoon in their mouth, whether it's being trust fund babies, whether it's about knowing the right people, going to the right schools, living off their privilege, something called the Matthews effect, which I learned through fellow creator coin holder, the Rise coin holder, Mark Schaefer, the Matthews effect, the rich get richer. It doesn't have to be that way, but it takes patience. It takes the ability to put your head down, to stay calm, like that quicksand analogy. Don't panic. Don't panic. Isn't that the line, the tagline of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Don't panic. Stay calm. Slow it down. Slow things down. What I discussed on the show with Manny Cabo yesterday as well. I do believe that good people will finish first or second or third, but they won't finish last, nor should they. Because whether it is in this lifetime or the next lifetime, depending on what you believe, which God you believe in, how much faith you have or how much faith you don't have. If you don't have faith in a higher power, have faith in humanity. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the fact that patience is a virtue, and through patience, good things, surely only good things, will follow. You will prevail. You will make it. You will make it to the end of that dark tunnel. There is light. Stay the course, but be patient. And now, I think you've all been very patient. It's time to bring on my guest. But before I do, let's just see a few comments out there. Brian Piper said, patience rarely is a virtue. And she's going to tell me, not forget about facts. I want to hear about those facts. Coming onto the show now, it is my guest. It is Natalie Nichole. Her work speaks for itself, for herself. And instead of sending me a long, elaborate, boring bio, I'm just going to introduce you to Natalie Nichole. She's a singer, a songwriter, a best-selling author, an actress, a crypto creator, a designer, an all-around entertainer. Like I said, she's a star. Let's bring her on. Natalie Nichole, welcome to the show. I'm like so tongue-tied with you. What the hell's going on in my life?
It's all good.
There you go.
Right. That's a vocal warm up.
I'm telling you, ma 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 ma.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'd probably spit all over you, so I won't do that. But I'm so happy that you're on the show today. I'm so happy that I met you, and it's amazing for me as a rally coin holder. I'll tell you that I've really struggled to accept a liberal description for the fact that we're all creators, that marketing authors are creators, that bloggers are creators. For me, a creator has always been an artist, a sculptor, a singer, a songwriter, a poet. But I've actually come to learn and embrace the fact that when you create, whatever it is you create, you should be considered to be a creator. But what do you think about that? Who is a creator? Who is not a creator?
I feel like people who have a sense of ability to make something out of nothing are creatives. So that could be to any capacity. Like you said, now you're having a love for people who, do the crypto and do what we do along with whatever other creativity we have. We're doing a show and your crypto and your NFTs and things like that. I do music and acting and all that, and I'm incorporating the coins. So I feel it's just making something out of nothing. That's true creativity.
I thought you were basically going to go down the line of making love out of nothing at all, a little bit of air supply. But I mean, there's love, there's dove, but I love that definition, this idea of making something from nothing.
Yeah.
So you can, so whether you are an artisan, you could quite frankly be a baker, if you think about it. And especially you can be I suppose you can be a creative creator. You could probably be a very cookie cutter creator too, right?
Yeah. There's so many perspectives and definitions of that, but definitely, yeah. I feel like most people that I know that I look up to, they're able to manifest things and have absolutely no resources, but then end up with everything that they need to succeed. So that's what I will always think is a true creator.
Well, we'll get back to that in a second. Ana Garcia said, "Love the natural look." Thank you. I didn't realize she was talking about you. Looking beautiful again. Thank you. I appreciate it. As you can see, this is the au natural look. Just kidding. Erica says, "Me too," and I agree. So everyone agrees with you as well. What do you think about luck? Where does luck fit in? Because the patience soliloquy that I spoke about, what I actually brought in as well is that, here we are looking to be discovered, looking to grow our audiences, looking to be able to, we feel, get acknowledged, get validated for who we are, what we do, and how we do it. But oftentimes it doesn't matter how talented we are and how hard we work. We need a little bit of luck.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't call it luck per se. I would call it just divinity, blessing. But yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. It doesn't always matter how many connections you got, or how many people you know, or if there's celebrities plugging you or anything like that. I guess to a general audience that matters, but ultimately, I think what people will find if they work hard enough and they actually start to gain traction, they realize that it's just based off of you putting in effort for yourself and staying consistent and continuing to grow in your knowledge. as far as whatever you got to do. If you have to market yourself, if you have to be in front of an audience more, if you're a performer, you have to perform more. Time management and figuring out how to arrange your schedule to where you can perform, make your money, and put back into yourself. I mean, I don't think it's luck. I think it's hard work.
I mean, I know exactly where. Well, I mean, there are two parts to your answer, right? One is the divinity aspect, which I think
Yeah,
is
destiny.
not a coincidence with you. We will talk about your story and the book. It was God, so it wasn't the butler that did it. In fact, it
Mhm.
was God.
Right.
God is to blame. Just kidding. But the Natalie Nichole story, but I like the way that you actually phrase that, which is first of all, these things that seem like coincidence or luck could
Mhm.
be divine intervention. But then
Right.
there's the other version of it as well, which is the old classic: luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Hard
Absolutely.
work, putting yourself, and maybe that's the reconciliation, Natalie, which is the idea of preparation and opportunity. The preparation is the hard work, the
Mhm.
opportunity is the divinity. Maybe that's the right
I
formula for luck.
I can agree with that. That's my mindset and how I operate.
So you are now about to be unlucky because this is the time when I get to share some of your sordid past and your dirty little secrets that no one that no one knows about. For example, you can use a pretty great Brit accent. So for the rest of this entire interview, I'm
Oh,
expecting you to speak only in well, look, I'm South African, but I can let me see if I can talk back. So can you give me a little bit of Brit, please?
of course, darling. I'll give you a bit, Brit.
All right, not bad. So I tend to speak a little bit of a Cockney accent.
Right. I don't really feel like that's Brit.
Well, Cockney's from, the poorer parts of London. So, the Artful Dodger, Oliver Twist. I feel like maybe I was stuck in the past in what do
I
you
can hear
think?
I can hear that a little bit. It's a tad bit off, but we'll work with it.
Well, I like that a little bit, tad bit off. So, what other
Right.
accents can you do?
Well, that one for sure. And I'm a country girl, so I can do like a country accent, but that's natural for the most part. Um, and then just the regular American accent. I can't do too many more. I have to keep practicing.
Well, I'm actually from Staten Island, as most people know. So this is one hell of a South African accent. But
Right.
what else did we find about you? Well, I couldn't find an embarrassing photo or poor Photoshop, but you love playing kid games
Yeah.
instead of what normal young adults may do. So,
Yeah.
what is one of your favorite kid games?
I like to play like cornhole and like dodgeball, and I'll literally go out with like 7-year-olds and like knock them out. Like I will go all in with anybody from the age of 5 to 13 and really play. That's just my thing. I really love playing with kids and keeping that youth um feeling within myself and never letting go of the kid in me.
I mean, I think it's so important, and I think like, how do you? I guess there's another part because kid-like behaviors are curiosity,
Yeah.
optimism, creativity.
Yes.
What do you do as an artist during tough times and challenging times? How do you motivate yourself? How do you stay happy like a child and shield yourself from just everything that really is forcing you to grow up,
Right.
and be an adult?
I remember how I used to feel when I was a kid, which was I don't know what and why the energy was given to me so young, but I just always had this sense of knowing that I had a purpose and that my dreams mattered and my creativity mattered and my art mattered no matter what form it came in. So that promise that I call a promise from God, I keep it. And that's the thing that continually brings me out of any time where it's like, dude, times are getting rough, or man, I feel like an adult, or anything like that happens. I just pull from that promise and know that I'm not doing any of this for nothing. There's a purpose for it all.
Dana Whitaker says, hardest working indie artist I know. So I didn't know that you were from indie, but now I found out something else
I'm not
about
from
you.
indie.
No,
I
I'm
think
kidding.
she
I'm kidding.
mean independent artist.
I know, and may you always stay independent. But I know something else that keeps you young and childlike, which is one of the most amazing qualities that you can pretty much quote every Disney movie in existence. So I'm definitely going to put you on the spot.
Oh,
Instead of forcing Aladdin on you, which sounds like it would not be very PC. I'm going to ask you, pick any Disney movie and give me a small clip from the Disney movie of your choice.
okay. This is from Shrek. I don't even think that's a Disney, but any cartoon movie.
It is now.
Right, it's Disney now. Where I'll just start it. Okay, let me see. Not the buttons, not the gumdrop buttons. All right then, who's hiding them? Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Who lives on Drury Lane? Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! She's married to the Muffin Man. And that's Lord Farquaad talking to the little gingerbread man. And he's like pulling off his buttons.
That was pretty damn impressive, I've got to say. And by the way, you were asking me in the green room, which is, can I cuss?
Right.
And here we are talking about Disney movies and Aladdin and childlike qualities. So we're going to have to see where the potty mouth is, if the potty mouth rears itself as well. By the way, I have been to Drury Lane in the UK.
Really?
I did not see the Muffin Man. I was very unhappy.
Too bad.
I was very, very unhappy about it. So I want to hear about, maybe we'll get a little bit, you know, I always said that the show was like very manic depressive in the sense that the highs are super high and the lows are super low. And it really, I think, reflects the life that we lead and the world we live in. And certainly during the times of COVID, when I started the show, we were witnessing that on a daily basis. But I was reading the blurb on your book. It was God, the Natalie Nichole story. And you've certainly come through just incredible times, challenges, dark times. Your story is amazing. You are amazing as a talent. And I would just love to give you an opportunity and a platform to tell us a little bit about, tell us about you, tell us about your story, tell us about the book.
Right. So in the book, I talk about literally my entire life up to date. So you get to know where I'm from, where I was born. I was born in Lubbock, Texas. I was raised in San Antonio, Texas. And you get to see the innocence of this little girl having to move from Lubbock to San Antonio, and her mother not knowing, you know, how to drive in a big city compared to where she was used to. And then you get to see me dabble into my music and what makes me as an artist, and how that was an outlet for me and therapeutic for me, because I was going through molestation in my own home, and growing up without a father, and you know, dealing with racism and things like that growing up, and how music transcended me into, you know, teenage years, and being able to write about my heartbreak, and being able to find some sort of positivity in my creativity, and not letting it just, you know, consume me, in spite of the molestation, in spite of the racism, in spite of the, you know, trials and tribulations. And then you kind of see my journey and how I allowed music to be a branch that literally is telling my life stories, whether it's from breakups or makeups or heartaches, or, you know, positive, inspirational music, to, you know, fun, having, you know, young people experiences or whatever. But then you also get to see me in the industry, in the music industry, and you know, people I worked with, like Nick Cannon, and how I navigated that. And I was homeless. I was homeless right before Nick Cannon discovered me. I talk about that. So there's just a lot of gems in there, and just perspective on how I overcame all those obstacles. And I call it mastering overcoming boundaries, and it's a continual thing. And for me, that's what I that's my motto. Give love, be loved, and be loved, and keep mastering overcoming boundaries. And you get all of that in the book.
So overcoming boundaries is
Yeah.
one thing, but how do you master that? How do you become really good at being able to overcome them at a regular or consistent basis? So it's the mastery question as opposed to the overcoming, because
Right.
we've, you know, having and you've had your fair share. You've had more than any human should have in a lifetime, and here you are at 19 years old. So
I wish.
so do I. So do I. I wish I was 49. Never mind. But how do you master this and make it part of your DNA?
I feel like it's a continual thing. You master your past first, the things that already happened, that you can rewire your brain to see the different perspective. Yeah, it might have been bad. Yes, it might have hurt. Yes, it was traumatizing. Allow yourself to feel that, then figure out a way to use it to your advantage and not let it hold you down. That's a lot of unpacking. And somebody in therapy would probably say that term exactly. You have to unpack all that so you can be where you currently are. Then you kind of just face everything as it comes, and you have a way better chance at doing it if you do unpack all your past first, because you can't really get anywhere if you're still stuck on what happened to you when you were 5 and 10 and whatever age you experienced a trial or obstacle.
And it's so hard because there are just some people that just are unable to move forward.
Right.
And no matter how much therapy or no matter how much recognition, they can kind of invest even in that moment.
Right.
But I think in music and certainly in God,
Yes.
you have two outlets or two. We spoke about the long neck of the giraffe yesterday,
Yeah.
but there's probably a long hand of God that plays a role as well.
Oh, definitely. I feel like my life has been orchestrated by him. I don't ever recall a moment in my life where I felt like it was just me, like where I was just doing it on my own. I was making all the decisions. I feel like I'm more so a vessel that is literally being used for whatever God wants me to do. And a lot of it is seeming as I'm living my life. It's being inspirational to others. It's using my life as an example for other people to master overcoming their own boundaries, and to be a light and be love instead of allowing the ugly exist on your skin. God definitely has just always been a full force for me in my life in guiding me.
I think I th- I was going to say, I think whether people are religious or not, whether they're religious or secular, whether they're agnostic or atheist, quite frankly,
Yeah.
what I really do connect with is this idea of ultimately humility.
Yeah.
Um, that and it's the opposite of the hedonistic lifestyle, right? Which I can
Mhm.
imagine as a star, right? As a pop star and R&B star, you kind
Right.
of move between this idea of being, on a pedestal, being on stage, having the light shining on you,
Hmm.
almost becoming too big for your boots. But then
Right.
there's the humility, the grounding, the anchor that keeps your feet on the ground. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, whether it's God, whether it's faith, or whether it's something else,
Yeah.
I feel like we just don't have enough humility in humanity at the moment.
I sadly, I think everybody's trying to live up to something though too. Like, I don't know, maybe I think the humility in older people is kind of fading. I think they're starting to have more humility in young people, because when I watch TikTok and I watch Twitter and things like that, and what kids are getting into nowadays, I'm like, oh well, wow, they rather you be normal. They rather you be real. oh, they rather you tell the truth. They rather you express your emotions. When one point there was like, nobody wanted anybody to feel anything. Nobody wanted anybody to like share insight to anything. Everybody was kind of just like closed off. But I think we have a light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully the generation after me continues to open that tunnel, make it bigger, because humility is something we need. Love and kindness and more genuinity.
I I have to say that's a very original thought and insight. The fact that that humility right now, where we're suffering from it, is in the older generation versus the younger generation.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is going to be focused on, or can, if we're thinking of context, with respect to mental health
Hmm.
and self-love and self-care, and being able to address all of this repressed and sometimes suppressed
Yes.
frustration and trauma. And maybe that's why this humility is coming through with younger consumers who are now prepared to demonstrate that fragility and vulnerability and communicate it more. It's a very interesting insight.
I think so. I think the older generation, even like my parents, they kind of tuck away things. They were like, "Well, don't talk about that," or "Don't tell people about that because you don't want people to think you're crazy or this or that." And my generation, I'm just like, dude, it is what it is. I felt that. That's what it was. I can't take it back. You know,
I
we're
love
more
it.
honest. I think we're more honest and open than the generations before us.
I mean,
Not
I was
because they wanted it to be that way, but just because that's how they were raised or how it happened to happen.
I was in South Africa, and I realized I was visiting my mom, and she hasn't unfortunately been well, and so I was
Mhm.
3 days into it, and realized that instead of taking my heart medication, because I ended up having open heart surgery last year, it's been a fun existence for me. I was taking Xanax. So I
Wow.
was busy taking Xanax every morning instead of my heart medication,
Oh
and I
my
was like, but on the upside, I was so fucking chill. Like, so I swore before you did.
Wow.
And so I posted that on Facebook and whatever, and Twitter, and my mom said, "How can you say that?" I said, "Well, it's true."
Right, it
Like,
happened.
I'm not popping Xanax like on a regular basis. I happen to have it when I was like going through like a lot of pain and stuff, like, but I don't, I didn't even know why I
Yeah,
had it. It was
right.
probably just in my travel bag or something. But I was like, it's true. Why not say it? Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with it. But I could see how it was just,
Resist.
yeah, it was an overshare on behalf of her son. I hope she's not watching right now.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. So, spoiler alert to people. Natalie is going to sing for us in
Oh.
just a moment, and we're going to talk about what she's doing with her amazing coin. But before we do that, I spoke about mental health and self love and self care. And one of our fellow coin holders, Whitney Lauritsen, who I think you might have met in Phoenix when we met,
Yeah.
she has the Well coin, and it is Wellness Wednesday. And so here is
Mhm.
Whitney with her contribution.
When's the last time you learned something new just for fun? Not something work related, not something you had to learn, but something that you really wanted to learn because you were interested in it. This is a really great way to increase your well being because it can build up your confidence, your self esteem. It can actually reduce stress because it gets you focused on something that you're really enjoying. It might help you get closer to a personal goal of yours, and it keeps you less focused on stressful things in life. It also can give you a sense of hope and purpose because you have a personal goal that you're not always tying to your work. This could be any type of hobby, it could be a craft, it could be cooking a recipe in the kitchen, or in my case, my new learning adventure has centered around language. I recently was thinking about how I wish that I felt more confident in speaking French, which is a language I studied in school. So I downloaded a language learning app, and started studying it and felt so much joy. This app allows me to track my progress. It gives me all sorts of rewards. It's very gamified. It also keeps me accountable because it has this streak setting, which I never want to mess up. So every single day, I'm now practicing French and rediscovering an interest in it. And much to my surprise, I also started studying other languages through the same app. So now I'm learning all these languages that I've been curious about, but never really felt that motivated to. It has definitely increased my well-being. So I wanted to pass this tip along to you to remind you to think about learning something new, whatever that means for you, and just see how you feel after you start.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, she keeps me also so inspired on a Wednesday as well. It's not just a hump day; it really is kind of Wellness Wednesday, to think about things that are going to center me, that are going to bring me joy, that are going to keep me grounded, that are going to help me continue to stay patient and not panic or get too
Right.
desperate, right? What's something that you do, like something new that that you've tried, well, besides becoming a creator coin holder?
Right.
That should be enough.
Right. What else do you need? No, I recently changed my eating habits, which I was really, really proud of. And I lost some weight too, so that made me feel better. But besides that, it was just more focused on just eating better food, more vegetables and portions and things like that, and drinking a lot more water. That helped so many things. It helped my anxiety, my insomnia, my depression. That helped just me feel better again as Natalie. And then I always like working out. I love staying super active. Like I said, I'm a kid, so we play frisbee, going outside and just having some fresh air. All those things help me center myself and realize, yo, we're still human. We gotta breathe air and be outside and like not be overwhelmed by all the adulting that exists.
Well, if everything fails, according to Brian Piper says, Jaffe on Xanax can't imagine. Well, we might have to do a live demonstration
Right, just so we can
one
see.
one day in the future. Well, let's talk. Uh-oh, my mom is watching, so now I'm in trouble. Let's talk about your coin.
Yes.
Let's talk about you called your coin the Dove coin. Why Dove?
Because I call my fans doves, and they've named themselves Dove Nation. So I just figured it makes all the sense in the world for doves to be holding Dove coin.
I love it. I love the dove, and actually, I came up with my little spread the love, get some dove.
Yes.
Go to rally.io/creator/dove. Now, let's talk a little bit about the coin and how you're activating the coin, and then that'll be a good segue into your music and how people can get access to your music, and what I would call priceless experiences. Because the reality is, some of these things are things that money can't buy. Crypto can, but money can't.
Right.
So, right. So tell us a little bit about how you're incorporating this coin, the Dove coin, into the Dove economy, the spreading wings of the dove, if you will.
Right. So when people hold Dove, once they get an accumulation of a certain amount, there's tiers. We have a Discord where they can see what tier they belong in. They can gather minutes with me. And, a lot of my fans, they just like to sit down and talk to me. So I was like, okay, well, that's the best way I can talk to you, is you gather minutes and then we schedule it. So when you gather coins, you can gain minutes with me and purchase NFTs that have utility attached to them, where you can either, like that right there, what you just clicked on, you can go buy a ticket to a movie. I have a documentary about my life when I was homeless. It's a real footage of when I was homeless. There's the bonfire ticket, the music exclusive, where you can hear music before it drops, sneak peek. There's intimate moments where you can buy tickets to my real shows in person. You can either show up or we send you a link so you can see it virtually. And basically, when you collect so many coins from the shows, you can get merch. You can get shirts sent to you, hats, whatever tier you're in of when it comes to how many tour tickets you're holding, show tickets you're holding. But really, it's just like a cool way to be able to get things before anybody else. It's access to me. You can ask me a lot of questions. There's the NFTs, like I said, hold a lot of utility where you can like join me on my TikTok for 15 minutes and we can jam out and you can interview me, or you can just literally talk to me. So, because that's what my fans, I'd much rather. I mean, the people you've seen on here is commenting, like Anna and Dana, they all just literally love talking with me. So, that's what you can get. Tons of experiences.
Let me see. And so I have two questions. I mean, one I kind of know because I'm a coin holder, but I want to ask from the perspective of an artist with in your case your fans as well.
Right.
The first question, I guess, is how easy has it been for you to share this new way of working, this new world? I mean, for me, it's a whole economy. So,
Right.
everything I was walking through, those 100 coins for the superfan, it's like trying to explain to people, you hold the coin, you own the
Right.
coin, you can sell the coin. Like, I don't
Right.
even own it. So how easy has it been to try and sell this through to your community?
Um, it's semi easy, semi hard. It's like borderline because they're that fact right there that you just mentioned, that they don't realize that they're keeping what they're holding and they could do whatever they want with it. They're literally just being active. um and gaining rewards for holding it. I send you more when you hold it, and then I send you more when you're interactive on my site. What I've had to do is just tell them, like, listen, guys, if you like things and comment on my Instagram and you repost things and you buy a song or you create a playlist and I can see the playlist I can see the streams you're accumulating, I'm just going to send you coin. And then you're going to see the rewards that you accumulate. Then that's making them understand it a little bit better, faster than me having to be like, it's still yours and you don't have to, it's not really coming to me directly and all of the details. And then Bonfire helps so much because it makes it like, it's like pretty to look at and it's easier to understand when they're buying that ticket to the movie, or when they're buying that ticket to listen to the new song, or when they're purchasing a ticket to my show.
And Bonfire is the company also that powers the QR code above.
Yeah.
That also allows you to do things like gating things and giving access. So, for example, today you have to own Dove in order to get JAFFE, and that's a cool way of us collaborating
Yes.
together. The other question is, especially as an artist,
Mhm.
there are some amazing things happening right now with rights and
Right.
and copyright in general. Talk to us a little bit about how that works, where you get access to a music track and now you own the NFT. What rights do you have? How can you use it? And what happens if you actually sell that NFT? Are those
Right.
rights revoked, and how do you even govern that?
Well, I haven't actually stepped into that far. When you own the NFT to listen to the music, you're literally just getting the sneak peek and you're getting that ticket. That ticket, once you collect so many of those tickets, you can get merch and things like that. But as far as like owning the song will be put on all platforms eventually. You're just getting to hear it before anybody else gets to hear it with that ticket in particular. I have to dive into the rights and things like that whenever I decide to put out an actual NFT that is a song, because then you have to think about the producer's credits as well. If I didn't produce it myself, I write all my songs, so I'd get those credits. And then if I had a feature or something, they'd have to get credits too. So I'd have to do more research on the actual NFT of a song. But those that I have right there are just tickets so you can hear a song before it comes out on all platforms.
Well, it's super cool, and then the other part of it as well is, I imagine, you can, this idea of being written into a song or having credits on a song. There's just so many ways. So right now, in fact, June 21st,
Mhm.
you can actually get a ticket. We're not sure if this link is working perfectly right now, but maybe it'll be working later or tomorrow, whenever you're watching this. But you can actually get a ticket for a sneak peek listen of Natalie's new single, and it's not called 17 question marks on June 21st. Apparently, Natalie's got this thing going with her with her doves, where she doesn't let on what the song is. So it's a little bit of surprise and delight. So I don't even know what the new song is called, or maybe I do. I'm just not telling you.
We'll have to figure it out.
So June 21st, and obviously, if you are following her, which you should be, you will find out more about that. Well, I teased earlier that you were going to do a performance for us, and if you are still amenable to that, it would be amazing to give you the microphone. I believe today you're going to be performing a medley, yours, and of course, OFC.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm going to fade into Bolivian and let you do your thing.
I got you. Let's go. I've been waiting all night to get inside of your mind. It won't take much time, all 'cause it's gonna be right. I want us to do this, you've been waiting all day. It's about time you came home, I've been feeling some things. So come on, wrap my body, I'm lonely. Might hit it up, get a nightcap and slide on it, oh why? Your eyes said ooh, hey, wanna be yours, gotta be yours, I'm yours. Oh, your eyes said ooh, hey, wanna be yours, gotta be yours, I'm yours. Yeah, baby, do you wanna be? Of course. I know you miss the phone sex, shit you can't forget. I know you miss saying my name, baby, don't forget. All it takes is texting, no flexing, you sexing me. Baby, don't forget you and I got that energy. Baby, we can't hide it. I know you get excited, always say that I'm invited. Every time I take a flight in, you know that I'll be riding. Let me slide through. I know you want to, I know you want to. Yeah, you want to. You miss that sweet sensation, of course. You miss that sweet temptation, of course. You miss everything I had to give. We ain't got no limits when it comes to us. Lately I've been full of lust, but fuck it, when we fucking, you know I don't really give a fuck. Come here, baby, keep coming, love, 'cause I know I'm the one you really want. 'Cause of course you miss that sweet sensation, of course you miss that sweet temptation, of course you miss everything I have to give. Yeah. You miss that sweet sensation, of course. You miss that sweet temptation, of course. You miss everything I have to give. Let's risk it all. You already gone. I'm on call. You about to fall again. All it takes is texting, no flexing, you sexing me. Baby, don't forget you when I got that energy. Baby, we can't hide it. I know you get excited. Always say that I'm invited. Every time I take a flight in, you know that I be riding. Let me slide through. I know you want to. I know you want to. Yeah, yeah, you want to. Oh, my baby. I miss you too. Everything I have to give. Everything I have to give. Everything I have. That's everything I have. Everything I have to give. I know you want to, yeah, you want to. I know you want to, yeah, you want to. I know you want to, yeah, you want to.
Wow, that was amazing. You really, really live up to your billing of singer, songwriter, actress, rock star, pop star, R&B star, best-selling author, crypto creator, coin holder. That was absolutely amazing. And
Thank you.
I wanted to actually end today. Thank you for that. I always find a quote, and I feel like this is an homage to all the doves out there, not just to the dove coin, but the dove community. Because when we think about doves, we think about peace. We think about love. All the quotes I found were about love and peace and kumbaya. And I was like, you know what? I want something else. And so this is what I found. It's actually a quote from Mark Twain.
Okay.
And it's be wise as a serpent and wary as a dove. And I thought, you know what? Don't get too complacent and don't get too comfortable with a dove. And don't think a dove is passive and ultimately just a sitting, not a sitting duck, but a sitting dove. But be aware that the dove is aware and wary. So I wonder what you think
Okay.
about this quote.
I love it. That gives me a whole new perspective too, because it's true. We're not just pure love only. We're a lot of things because we're also human. So being a dove is having that sense of love and purity and care and kindness, but also being wary.
Exactly. Now you have been warned. You have been warned. You know, I think I'm so happy that we connected and that we were
Definitely.
able to talk about everything. And I'm excited to see your journey. It was funny because when we were talking in the background, I said, "What do you want to talk about today?" And you were like, "Well, I don't know. How about gas prices?" And I was like, okay, we could talk about. So here we are at 57 minutes and 47 seconds.
Getting it in.
What I mean, it's like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with gas prices?
Right. I mean, that's basically it. They suck.
There you go. We discussed gas prices. This has
Right.
been your 1 minute clip. Natalie Nichole and Joseph Jaffe, the Dove coin and the Jaffe coin, giving you our perspective on
On
gas
gas
prices. Apparently, they suck.
That's
And
right.
crypto gas prices too.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what we can expect from you. You've got a new track coming
Yes.
coming out. What does the rest of the year look like for you? And what new things are you going to deploy? What are we going to see with respect to the Dove coin and even just your career trajectory?
Definitely. So with the Dove coin and incorporating Bonfire, they're going to be able to come into a room where I have archives of like old songs that I had out at one point that I was like 15 when I recorded them, where you can only hear them there when you're holding a certain amount of Dove coin. So those are like exclusive moments that I don't want out there for just anyone. You have to be a true Dove to be able to access that. And you get to see like baby pictures and stuff in that room. It's called the capsule on my Bonfire. But there's that with the coin. And then of course with the music, we're going to keep putting out records every single month. And next year I'm super excited because we got really cool features. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but we got cool features, celebrity features on the music. And more shows. We're doing tons more shows. So that's why people can buy the show NFT, collect them, and get merch, Queen Dove merch. And gosh, I'm gonna try to get my audiobook for my actual book that's behind me put out either late this year or in the middle of next year. So we're working hard. We're just continuing to stay busy.
Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You're giving the hard work. You're putting in your 10,000 hours. You have divine providence, and no doubt the light will continue to shine on you. If you want to follow Natalie on her journey, you can do that through natalienichole.com. Obviously, spread the love, get some dove. rally.io/creator/dove and buy It Was God, the Natalie Nichole story that documents her life, her journey to date. I'm looking forward to book 2, 3, and 4, which will be hopefully slightly different in terms of once you've been able to, as we discussed, deal with the past, live in the present, and prepare for a glorious future. Natalie, stay in touch, and thank you for coming in. And we always end with one of your biggest fans. I don't know if you knew that Chuck Norris had this to say about you.
You are Chuck Norris approved.
You go, and I will be back tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the show about hope, positivity, optimism, and if there's time left over, a little bit of marketing with your host, multiple author, and global keynote speaker, Joseph Jaffe. If you like the show, tell a friend or two. Please subscribe to the show, and if you want to get inside news, previews of upcoming guests, and much more, visit josephjaffe.com/subscribe to sign up for the show's newsletter.
And despite the best ministrations of your wife, you still look ugly.